Hello.
Hi everybody, this is take two. We are the GOP chicks, and this is Rosemary.
Rosemary.
And I'm Shelley.
We think that on our previous video you might not have been able to hear us, so we are back live.
And this is, so we pretended that was a dress rehearsal. So now this is the real thing.
The real thing.
Yes.
What are we going to talk about today, Shelley?
Well,
been some big news.
Let's do it in chronological order.
Let's
beginning
start
with
with Wednesday.
Yes, go ahead.
Wednesday, January 18th, a beautiful thing happened. We understand that the governor of Florida, Governor Rick Scott, had the Florida Sunshine Ball in D.C. Did you see that, Shelley?
I saw that, and so some of the people, some of our friends, and people from the party that we know and love, such as Nick DeCiglia, who's our chairman, and we saw
Jay Baruti.
Jay Baruti was
our
there
former
as
chairman,
well. Yes,
and governor-elected appointee, state committee man.
Right, and we know that the governor was there. We saw him in the clips, and of course our RPOF chair, Blaze Ingoglia was there as well, and he's very supportive of our posts and our videos and our party. And you know what? Pinellas County's red.
Pinellas, that was an exciting thing. Wow.
Yes.
In 2016, during the election, Pinellas County went red, and it was the first time in
a long time.
A long time.
Yes.
We are so very proud of all the volunteers and our chairman, our state.
Yes, amen.
So, now that we talked about Wednesday, let's touch on Thursday, which was quite interesting and touching.
Yes, it was. It was a very touching ceremony. It was the laying of the wreath on the tomb of the unknown soldier in Washington. The president-elect was, of course, is the one that laid the wreath, and it was very, I found that reverent, emotional, touching, traditional. It's good to remember those that unnamed that died for us.
Absolutely. That was a beautiful occasion.
It was.
And preparing us for the events of Friday, January 20th, our nation's Inauguration Day.
Yes.
And I think for me it started with the President-elect Donald Trump driving up with Melania to the White House for the tea. And they got out of the car and greeted President Obama and Mrs. Obama and presented them with a gift.
I told you earlier that it was my very first inauguration. I never watched them on TV. It was.
What did you think?
It was unbelievable. It's such a traditional, ceremonial, meaningful. Every single step is been
peaceful,
done forever.
Transition.
Peaceful. Yes, it was just.
They were talking about it all week.
Made me proud to be an American citizen, and by choice.
Very.
And by choice.
Oh, by choice, right. What a story. So that led us to, after seeing them greet each other, it led us to seeing our former presidents start to arrive at the inaugural stage, and wasn't that really neat to see?
That was very interesting. Normally, in another place and time, perhaps, former rivals in the sense of rivals in the sense of competing for the same position, wouldn't be so friendly to each other, but they were very civil, very respectful to each other. The fact that they were there, spoke volumes of how they feel for each other, regardless of party or feelings, in the sense of we won and you lost.
Right. It was very nice to see the way they were all there. And shout out to former President George Herschel Walker Bush, who could not attend the ceremony.
Exactly.
And Barbara Bush also hospitalized this week.
We wish him speedy recovery.
Definitely. And I did see on the computer there that they sent a very touching letter of congratulations to President-elect Trump. I believe it was Wednesday or Thursday, and that was very special to see.
A very special letter, yes.
Very kind,
yes.
And we wish them well.
Supportive, yes, definitely.
Yes. Well, when they started the swearing-in ceremony, that was so special, the way they had Governor Mike Pence come up there with his wife, Shelley, and she was holding the Bible, and that was that went smoothly, beautiful ceremony, and right into Donald Trump's swearing in.
I also love the fact that they had a Roman Catholic cardinal, they had a rabbi, they had a pastor from a church, another denomination. They had a Franklin Graham. He was unbelievable as always, and it was so diverse. And the prayers, one God, one nation under God, and they were all represented. I thought it was very, very special. Very special.
And the speech.
Donald Trump. I mean, there had been some talk in previous days that he wouldn't write his own speech. It was him.
Yes,
it was him. It was Donald Trump.
And it touched the people.
It was touched the people. He spoke to the people. That's the way he is. That's the way he's always be, and hopefully that's the way he will be, because there's no need to change. Just because you have won the presidency, he needs to be himself. He needs to be Donald Trump,
and that's what people are looking for.
Exactly.
And I understand from some of the crowd posts from some of our friends that went to DC that the crowd was heard chanting "Make America Great Again"
Unbelievable.
When Donald Trump said that to the crowd and sort of led them into that, and that was representative to the people that came forward and voted and that he touched.
And you know what gives me goosebumps every single time when people start chanting USA, USA. It just gives me the, oh my gosh, it's just emotional.
It was
emotional.
Really
very emotional.
Well, that was just a beautiful occasion,
and the security was just unbelievable.
It reminded us of the time.
Oh yes, it was unbelievable and necessary, of course.
Absolutely.
And I'm sure that people felt protected, and yes, it reminded us of the convention.
Yeah.
We were so
in Cleveland, Ohio.
We were so safe. We saw
the perimeter was set up.
Hundreds and hundreds of law enforcement, and we clapped and we thanked them. And,
all over the country.
We felt safe, and I'm sure the people yesterday at the inauguration felt safe as well.
It was beautiful.
Yes, it was.
Well, I love how we went into, after the inauguration, Shelley, they showed a little bit about how President Donald Trump and Vice President Mike Pence walked President Obama and his wife, Michelle Obama, to the helicopter, which was tradition.
Yes. They said goodbye.
They said some very nice goodbyes to each other. And that led President Obama on a sort of a goodbye tour of D.C., which seemed like it must have been a very touching moment for him.
Right.
And then on to meet his daughters. And that brought us, watching Donald Trump and Mike Pence, to go to that luncheon.
Right.
And meeting with leaders, and it sounded like it was a very festive occasion.
I was at a party myself. We started at 11 o'clock and having mimosas and tons of food. It was at the home of a Republican fantastic lady, Janice. And of course, it's 3 houses down from me, so we just walked over.
Right, you could stagger home if you wanted.
Yes, that's right. I mean, we cried, we prayed, we stood for the national anthem, we said the pledge with everybody else. It was just a very patriotic, unbelievable.
It was nice to hear Jackie Evancho sing.
Yes,
that was really quite
very
beautiful.
Nice.
Very
nice.
Lovely. Very traditional.
We sang with her.
Oh yes. It was beautiful.
Yes, it was.
And oh wow! And then we just continued watching, didn't we? Did we watch the parade too?
We watched the entire parade, and they ran a little late. They were running a little late, but that was fine. It was
started after 3, I think.
I thought it was very nice of the president and the first lady to get out of the car and walk and salute and wave and share themselves with the people. I'm sure those present there enjoyed seeing him walk, and then the vice president and his wife also came out, and he did it several times. They both did it several times. I'm sure that it was just the highlight for so many people that were there.
And what an experience it must have been for the young people that performed in those bands from across the country.
Exactly.
And I will really say that I watched Talladega, especially hearing about their story on Fox News and how they couldn't afford to go, and a lot of people
did
were
not want them to
unhappy
go. Right.
about that.
Right.
And their dean of students stood his ground and wanted the experience for the young people who had never been to DC.
And you know what? Fox News and O'Reilly helped. They got people contributed money.
I think it was
for the
like
trip.
over $600,000.
Yeah, it was just
earned.
it was a big band.
And that
Yes.
the dean of students who met on Bill O'Reilly said they can now afford some new instruments
That's
and to do
fantastic.
things for the band.
It's all black college, isn't
Yes.
it? Yes, very nice.
And so, but that
Very
was
nice.
just one of many special performances
Yes.
yesterday for our country.
Yes.
It wasn't partisan. It was for the country. It was an American day, and it was something that the whole world was watching.
Yes, I hope for sure the whole world.
Yes.
Yes. Very
So, and the day didn't end there, did it, Shelley?
No, from the luncheon, the parade, and then they went home and to the White House and freshen up, change clothes, and there we
Shower,
go.
maybe.
It was so. I thought it was very. I want to say cool because I'm a lower school teacher. I say cool things, and things are cool. And I thought it was cool. The bridge or the passage they put together from the White House to the stand, reviewing.
I thought that was
a viewing stand, and it was clever to do that. Since it was my first inauguration, I'm not sure if they've done it before, but I thought it was very interesting.
It was nice. And then waiting all evening, I think up until about 9:30 to expect their attendance at the first ball. And I think it started with their presence at the Liberty, Freedom, and the Armed Services Ball.
Right.
But, watching that first one when we first saw them walk out, wasn't that special, Shelley?
Oh, and we didn't talk about the Melania's...
Rewind.
Yes.
Let's talk about that special outfit she had on for the inauguration.
The powder blue, I would say powder blue.
It was a beautiful dress.
It was a dress with a jacket, matching gloves, and
matching shoes.
And shoes. It was like out of a
movie.
Out of a style magazine, a fashion magazine.
Mm-hmm.
Melania Trump is a very classy woman.
Almost like an Audrey Hepburn look. Just
yes,
beautiful.
Pretty much. People say, well, Jackie Kennedy, no, Audrey Hepburn. It sounds like a better
it was a beautiful
comparison.
It was her own moment.
It was her moment, and she looked amazing, and she held herself with a lot of class and grace.
And
then the
it was just amazing to watch.
And then
the hairdo.
The hairdo was very, very nice. And then the gown for the
watching
dress,
them come out.
the first dress was the first outfit was by Ralph Lauren and
then the gown was from
her
newer designer.
Pierre, French born, but a New Yorker.
Was known for working with the other designer,
Carolina Herrera, and this was the first time, the first credit that he gets under his own name.
Which I think is just a thrill.
It was
to be able to dress the First Lady at the first inaugural ball.
Very classy, very elegant.
A special touch with that little strip of burgundy or red around her waist was just lovely.
It was very, very pretty. And so tell them about your impression of their dancing. You told me about it.
Folks, I just loved the way Donald Trump held her. It was so loving. The way it was almost like they were one with their dancing. I mean, she was in his right arm and she wasn't moving, and the way they held hands over his heart or his chest was very touching to me. And I could tell he was a dancer. He liked to dance.
Well, and when the military men and women came and cut in and danced with, because not only it was the president and the first lady, it was the vice president and his wife, and then their families came out and were dancing with them in each one of the celebrations.
Children.
And they all came out and joined them. It was
nice
really,
to be able
really,
to see that. And I saw that a Marine was dancing with Melania Trump,
Yes.
and he gave her a little spin, and it was so
That was
sweet.
really nice. Yeah.
I saw that Mike
Yes.
Pence's wife also had a
I was waiting to
swing around there.
I was waiting to see Tony Orlando because I really liked him from the
Oh,
very
that would've
beginning. He
been
started
neat.
singing, but they didn't show that on TV.
We'll have to
I missed
maybe
it.
Google
I missed
that.
it. Yeah,
Look
maybe.
for
Oh,
that.
that's a good idea.
That would be
Maybe
nice if we
we'll-
can post it.
Maybe we can.
Because Willie would have been nice to experience that. And we have some wonderful people in our lives that were able to make the trip,
Yes,
Shelley.
and,
let's send
I
a
know.
shout out.
Yes, shout out to our chairman Nick DeSigli and his wife
Erica and her
She
beautiful
looked
gown.
lovely, beautiful,
It was
with a
like
beautiful
silver
shimmery,
sparkles.
sparkly. It was
And
beautiful.
a V-neck. She
And
just looked
yes,
exquisite.
very, very nice. Blaise Ngoglia, our RBOF chairman, always very supportive of everything we do here in Pinellas, and
Yes.
and JJ Baruti.
JJ Baruti.
Who he's a former
Lovely
chair
wife,
of
Linda.
the PCRC, and his lovely wife Linda. And JJ is now a committee man at large.
And governor appointed.
Appointed,
Very
yes.
special position that he
yes,
holds.
very,
And,
very nice.
We also noted that a very special Tampa friend was there, Shelley.
Who was that?
Emilio Otero, Colonel
Oh,
EJ.
EJ Otero was there as well. Yes,
Oh,
we
it
saw
was so
some
nice to
posts.
see him and his mother.
EJ, a retired colonel
And
of the
his
Air
wife,
Force.
Hurley.
Yes, they were they're very lovely family, and we love them, and they love us.
Oh, yes. It was so good to see. And we enjoyed
Yes.
watching every moment of it. And we hope you did too.
Very
out there.
good. I think there's enough for
Yes.
now. All right, so we're gonna say over and
Over and out. Oh, did we tell them the YouTube channel? We forgot to
Oh
say
no,
that.
we forgot to tell you that YouTube channel is rough. We're not very much, we're just trying. It's GOP Chicks
Chat.
Chat.
GOP Chicks
Chat. No
And
spaces.
we have uploaded our videos from the convention
Our previous ones,
to
yes.
present, and we'll upload this one as well. So you'll be able to just spend days and nights watching the videos.
And we'll be back
We'll be back. So we're going to do over and out.
again.
Over
And out.
out. Have a good day, everyone.
Bye.